Yeah. Let it shine on you. Yeah. Let it shine on you.
But Lenora and I, we know each other. We've worked together before, so we go way back. But I'm so excited for you and the Elle Nora Agency. And I wanted to kind of know, how did you start in PR? I know you have a story about an MTV reality show that you loved.
Yes, the PR Girls. That show came out, and I believe it was around 2001 on MTV, and it was about Lizzie Grubman and her,
remember that?
you know, just her company. She's a celebrity publicist. She started Ja Rule out, and I don't know. At that time I was in college, and so I just loved partying. And for a moment, I wanted to be a professional party goer. I was like, there has to be a profession where you get paid to go to parties. You know, there has to be that. But then I found that show, and I loved everything about it. And one thing that I learned from the show was, do not panic in the middle of a crisis. Do not panic, and do not show that, you know, do not show your pain and that you're panicking. Because there was one episode where, with Ja Rule, his CDs or something he was supposed to sign was not
and
delivered on
basketballs,
time.
right?
Yes, and they had to figure it out. And so, you know, that's kind of the way I work. You know, when there's an issue, and that's with personal life, business, when there's a problem, I might cry and get all depressed on the inside and behind closed doors, but I try not to let people see my sweat and my pain. You know, I just, all right, what's the problem? Okay, let's figure out how to make it work, and let's just move on. And then we'll talk about it later, you know?
Yeah, that's why you do what you do. That is perfect. All right, so you fell in love with PR. Did you major in PR and public relations in college?
My concentration, when I went to UNC at Pembroke first for 2 years. I didn't declare a major.
And that's University of North Carolina, right?
Yes, University of North Carolina at Pembroke. Super country school. I was involved in student activities and all that, of course. But then I transferred to East Carolina University, and I declared a major, which was communications. So at that point, I got involved with the PRSA, Public Relations Student Society of America. We were very involved with the local radio stations, and declared my major. So my concentration was in public relations.
Gotcha.
I didn't know. I was going to do marketing.
Yeah.
And now I want to go back to school for marketing. But when my advisor was showing me all the class courses for that, it was math, statistics. I'm like, okay, no.
It's intimidating. It's intimidating because I kind of picked my major around math, class, statistics. Forget about it. New major.
See, yeah. And I was like, okay. So I didn't minor in marketing, which now that I'm a little wiser, I probably should have, because it would have it just would have complemented the major. But I minored in information systems, which is my typing, you know, computer stuff. So my mom was a typing teacher. She taught computer, Word, Microsoft, everything. So
can you type really good?
Yeah, I'm pretty good typer. I can type with my eyes closed. Yep, I know where all my keys are.
Sweet. Okay, was it ASDF?
Oh wait, ASDF. GHJKL, and then your colon.
That girl bad, ain't
Y'all,
she?
go look at the computer and try and make sure I'm right, you know.
So after college, what did you do?
After college, I actually got an internship at Edelman.
Okay.
Huge PR agency in DC. But I turned it down, and I moved to Atlanta.
Why did you turn it down?
Well, I wanted the internship, of course. I just had a lot of voices in my head from family members saying, you don't want to live at home because you're going to be at home with mom and the kids, you need to come down here and start fresh. And my oldest sister, you know, she really helped me out of college, get on my feet. You know, she gave me the whole Dave Ramsey money makeover, the whole kit. I had the book, the workbook, CDs, everything. And so I just decided to come here, and you know, my oldest sister helped me out. I moved in with her. She and her ex-husband her ex-husband now at the time, and you know, they helped me out. So it didn't take long, but I got a job waiting tables at the clubhouse in Lenox Mall. It's not there anymore. And then I found an internship at Marsh Meadows Marketing. It was in Marietta, Georgia.
Gotcha. And then you worked in PR, and you know, for several years, and did freelance.
I did. I freelanced with multiple companies, and then I did my own stuff on the side. A friend of mine, I said I want to have a company, and I started a company, and the first name was called Just Be Public Relations. And I got the name, and I don't know if I'll get sued from this from Common, but I was listening to Common's
Please don't sue us, Sister Common.
Please don't sue us. You were a great inspiration. You know, I was listening to that album, and on I think it was the intro, it said, "I just want to be." And I was like, I like that, you know? And so I kind of took that, was like, just be.
No,
you know?
you all have to see this. I just saw this on her arm. Look at this. Look. Just be. This is how much she is committed to that song. That's commitment.
And yeah, I tattooed this on my arm 2 years ago, and I was like, you know what? I want a tattoo that says "Just Be" with bumblebees. You know, because I don't know. At first it was be aggressive, louder than a buzz. So that's where the bumblebees came from my tagline. But then, you know, we just transitioned into something else. And under Just Be, I was doing a lot of freelance work from various companies and other agencies.
Now, what part of public relations do you enjoy the most? Because there's the event planning side, and then there's the media pitching side, there's the long lead side. So what part of public relations? Oh, there's the crisis management side as well. So what part of it do you enjoy the most?
I would say the media pitching. That's where I have the most experience. I do love events, and that's partly why I got into PR, was because of the events initially. But I love the media pitching because you get to, I like talking to people, building the relationships, and then, you know, I like to know the top media outlets. Like you can say, like, oh, I know the editor of this magazine, that magazine, and actually have a relationship with them where you can call and say, hey, how are you doing today? You know, and not be a stranger. So, I mean, I love the media pitching. And then just to see your client's product in print or online, I mean, that's a reward. I know they're happy. So you're happy because you fulfilled, you know, your client's purpose, but, you know, that's fulfillment for me.
How did you grow into the Elle Nora Agency? And I love the name, by the way. Love the name.
You know, I was trying to find a play on words. My mother's name is Eleanor. My name is Lenora. And I wanted something that is a little bit more sophisticated, that will have, that stands out. And so I was trying to play on the words, and I was like, oh, Elle Nora, you know, so it kind of has a little bit, both of our names in it a little bit. But, you know, I came to a point earlier this year where it was, you know, I needed to go off and really do something on my own, because I've wanted to have my own company for so long, you know, and I don't know, I just felt like God has been telling me to do this for so many years, and I've half done it and done it a little bit, but then gone back to work and back and forth with it. And I felt like he put me in a position and really challenged me to say, okay, this is what's happening. This is what I want you to do. And so I just, in April, I was working with a company on a full-time basis. And, you know, I just said, you know, I think I need to do this for myself. And so I broke free and said, okay, let's rename. And, you know, the good thing is I have great relationships, wonderful relationships. And when I decided to do that, and when it was even a thought process, you know, when I was thinking about it, because honestly, I wasn't going to do this until next year.
Wow.
And so it was just a thought process. But when it was just a thought process, people were just coming up to me, oh, I need this, I need that, I need this, I need that. And I'm just like, well, if he's not telling me to do it now, then I don't know what he's telling me, you know? So I just said, well, let me go ahead and do it. I have a great man beside me who's going to support me, who's saying, you need to do it, you need to do it. So I just jumped off and did it on my own.
So would you say that you are committed to the Elle Nora Agency now?
Very much, very much. I want to see it grow, definitely. And we are in that, in the moment where we're growing. You know, we have pending accounts and things like that. So it's exciting, you know, but I do want to stay small. Not really, because I've done this before. I've just never really done it on a full-time basis. Well, I've never really done it on a full-time basis.
Or at least for you.
For me, exactly. And so, no, I'm not nervous at all. You know, my sisters always say to me, well, my twin, she's like, Lenora, I've always admired you, because I think I used to give my mom mini strokes when I was just, when I first moved here, because when I would get unhappy with the job, or when I just got to the point where I didn't want to go to work anymore, I just quit. and I found another job. And
You
somebody
were a
would tell
quitter?
me, I just said,
Would you
okay.
give 2 weeks
Oh,
notice?
definitely. Oh,
Okay,
definitely.
okay.
Definitely. Oh, yeah. My mom taught me that. No, definitely. I don't just walk off. Only time I didn't do that was when I was in college working at Pizza Hut, and I hated working at Pizza Hut when I was in college.
I'm out of here.
I just stopped coming to work.
Take
But,
this Supreme personal pan and
stopped.
shove it.
But I always put in my notice, but it wasn't long after I put in the notice that I found a job. And, one organization that I used to volunteer with, she was like, Lenora, how do you do it? You always find a job in your line of work. And I've been blessed. I promise you, God has always held my hand. At the moment I stepped foot in Atlanta and said, okay, I'm going to turn this internship down and move here.
Yeah.
I've had hardships, I've had lots of struggles, but I've learned how to move with it and keep moving. And He's always been with me. So I can't really complain about anything because I've always been put in the right place and always in front of the right people.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about this business because I have great supporters and I'm always being put in the right place in front of the right people.
Well, let the sun shine on your